and welcome to a brief clip from this week's GameSpot of Thrones. If you'd like to watch the full video, head over to youtube.com/GameSpot. Bran can't control his green seeing, I think. Also, I love the fact that this episode was directed by Jack Bender, who did a bunch of episodes of Lost. So when Bran was having that crazy vision thing, I was like, oh, this is so series 4 of Lost.
We have to go back.
We have to go back. And back he did go. So Dave, you've been through Bran's vision. There was a lot of chopping and changing, but you've seen some quite interesting things.
They do flashback quite sporadically, but there are some quite interesting moments if you put them all in order. So most interesting of all is that it's the first time we see the Mad King himself, and he's just shouting, "Burn them all!" And you see shots of wildfire, which has played a big part in the series in the past.
Really bright green.
Yeah, it's pretty obviously wildfire.
Yeah.
Just big green flames murdering loads of dudes. Then we see shots of King's Landing in smoke. So not sure if that's like
Before.
forward or after.
Yeah.
Or like when he burned the rebels.
Yeah.
And then we see Jaime take his famous action of stabbing him in the back, and then takes the seat of throne for himself, maybe just because he's tired, because he's no king.
Yeah.
Well, armor's heavy. I mean,
Yeah, it's just like,
True.
oh man, this seat.
Although he did
It's
just kill an old
uncomfortable.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that difficult. He also gets to witness the death of his brother, his father, and his mother.
'cause he wasn't
Lucky
there
him.
for any of those, was
No,
he?
No.
he was way, way away.
Yeah.
So he knows they're all dead, but this is the first time he's like obviously seen it. Lots of shots of the Night King as well. At the head of his army at Hardhome after they took over all the wildlings. Yeah, when he raises the dead and they're all staring off as the few flee across the lake. Touching the face of the baby that we saw a long time ago and turning it, you see his eyes turn blue.
I do wonder about that baby, though. I feel like it's going to come back
Yeah.
at some point.
They're reminding us for a reason.
Yeah.
Scores of the undead. The moment he touched Bran's arm and kind of ruined their little underground tree den that they all had.
It's like, when you do something embarrassing and at night you're sat there going, I did that. I can't believe I did that. That is essentially what that Bran's vision was. It's like, I remember the time I just destroyed Westeros because I was an idiot.
Doomed a species to extinction. And then we even see the fight that the Night King had with Bran's brother Jon, which obviously no way he has any knowledge of that. Shots of Dany with the dragons as well, his own fall from the tower, and what appears to be young Ned's hand covered in blood. So,
R plus L equals J, confirmed.
well, the shots of wildfire, the Mad King shouting, the White Walkers. Do we think this confirms another theory we're talking about, where Bran's whispers into the past are affecting way more than we thought they could?
Yeah, it looks like that's what they're leaning towards. I mean, the Mad King Aerys thing, burn them all, is obviously the thing that people really focus on. Was that Bran kind of whispering in his ear, telling him to burn the White Walkers, or?
And he's misinterpreted
And
it
it's
as the
misinterpreted.
rebels.
Yeah, burn everyone, kill everyone. I think the R plus L equals J thing is like, if you look closer at that shot, there's clearly, like, I think if we go back and watch the scene at the Tower of Joy, you could probably make out that is definitely Ned Stark's.
Yeah,
like,
it's
gauntlets.
his bracer.
Yeah, and there looks like a woman's hand underneath. But it looks like the babies have been cut out. Like, is that a...
I mean, cesarean section, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, why? Was it a difficult birth? Was it someone knew the real parentage of the baby?
Poison, like get the kid out before
Yeah.
the mother can die.
That's all we know, right? Like, that he went to the Tower of Joy and there was blood. And promise me, Ned.
Promise me.
And there are a lot of shots in this. Do you think many more are kind of hinting at future plot lines, like the Night King's March or even Lady Stoneheart? 'Cause we do see old Catelyn get her throat cut. Now, that could have just been for context in his other family dying, or it could be hinting at something.
I think because later on in the episode, when they go to the twins, they make a real big deal about Walder Rivers, who is the one who actually cut the throat. And I feel like this is all sort of just reminding everyone of what happened, like why the Tullys want revenge, why the Starks want revenge, and also maybe seeding Lady Stoneheart. Because she's been gone a long time.
It definitely feels like a lot of the flashback stuff and a lot of the references that have been made are kind of just pointing everyone towards reminding you about Catelyn Stark, so that when she comes back, people are like going like, "What the hell is this all about?" Yeah, it's definitely feels like set up for that.
Well, like you said before, it's implied that it's the Brotherhood of that Banners that raise her, and we mentioned before that the Brotherhood without banners are raiding the supply lines for the Walders that are assaulting Riverrun.
Right.
And we are like we see the scene where he says, "Show them the knife that cut Catelyn Stark's throat."
Who's currently leading the Brotherhood of Banners?
It'll be Beric Dondarrion and
Okay. Because they have some.
Thoros of Maya. But depending on whether or not Lady Stoneheart's back, she actually does take control of the Brotherhood.
Right.
So if she's been brought back, she's the one leading them, getting revenge on the Freys. If she's not, then it's Beric Dondarrion.
And they have some history with people returning from the dead and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Beric has been brought back
There
like
you go.
7 times.
So.
And after
seems
all
like
the
it.
time travel stuff, the raising the dead stuff, the half White Walker, cold hand stuff, I always thought that bringing back Lady Stoneheart from the dead would be like, oh, it's a bit too far-fetched. It's like the least far-fetched
Yeah,
thing
now.
that could happen now.
It's fine.